Good afternoon, everybody. It is meteorologist Aiden's Weather Forecast here, and hope you guys are all enjoying your Tuesday afternoon or evening. And we're actually talking about Tropical Storm Imelda, and this is actually kind of a surprising system that actually happened. So we did have that disturbance again in the Gulf, and it just became a tropical storm right before going over the Texas area in Houston. And again, it just jumped to a tropical storm. Really, it was just super duper surprising what happened today. It is bringing widespread coastal issues for Houston, up to 2 feet of rain for all the way across the areas of Louisiana and northern Texas. So yeah, we are going to have quite a lot of issues with this system here. It is not likely to intensify as it is going inland now. It just intensified without some warmer waters there in that coastal areas of Texas, which is why it jumped. But without further ado, let's get in the video. So we are going to be looking at the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook here. And here we have Imelda right here. Again, maximum sustained winds is not too high. It's right on the border of tropical storm force winds from depression force winds. It's at 35 knots, which is 40 miles per hour. So yeah, it's kind of like right on that. It's obviously not a major tropical storm. It's the weakest point of a tropical storm, really. So again, it's not that big of a deal. But the thing is how surprising it actually became a tropical storm and how it is actually causing many threats for Texas and Louisiana and those areas. If you guys are wondering if I'm going to post about Umberto today, I'm not on to be posting about Umberto tomorrow, though, because it is now Category 2. So let's go back to Imelda. And Imelda is now minimal central pressure is at 1,006 millibars, and now it is moving north at 7 miles per hour. We do have like the center of this tropical storm kind of going just south of the Houston area, kind of. Not south, like more like southwest, not direct south, because that's the ocean, but it's kind of southwest of Houston. So that is where we have that center of the system. If you guys are wondering what I mean, here we have this system kind of like right here, the center of it right here. It's kind of somewhat near Houston, like it's very close to Houston where that center is. And it's actually a decent size for how fast it became a tropical storm, really. Like, think about it, yesterday it was just a disturbance, so it's decently big for its size as a very, very, very weak tropical storm. And we've seen tropical storms that are like this, and they were way stronger. So definitely a surprising system. I'm gonna admit it. Imelda was a shocker for me. And again, we actually have a lot of vorticity with this too. It's kind of surprising. We're really seeing a lot of rotation right here. We don't really see the clouds move a whole lot like we are seeing with Umberto, of course, or with Dorian, what we saw there. Of course, it's not going to be, the clouds won't be moving that much. Kind of like we're seeing these outer bands move this way. We kind of just see a direct pull to the north, really. We're not seeing much vorticity whatsoever. Really, right here, you just kind of see it just push. So we are seeing a push right here with these southern bands right here. But with these northern ones that are already in the Texas area, we're really seeing these move this way. So kind of it's kind of moving clockwise there. But yeah, it's kind of basically moving clockwise, really. So it's a little different than usual systems. But again, we are seeing a lot of cloud cover for areas near Freeport, Texas, Houston, Texas, for the southwestern Louisiana. We are seeing some cloud cover, and again, it will definitely bring in a lot of rain for the coastal areas. We're already seeing possibly another 7 inches for today and tomorrow, and then additionally maybe another 7 inches for the next day. So we could actually get additionally maybe another foot or a foot and a half of rain. So it's really crazy. Again, this system, it's actually kind of crazy. It looks like we're trying to have an I formation right here. Looks like we are trying to have an I formation. It really does, but it's obviously not an I. It's not a hurricane, but we are seeing a formation somewhat looking like it's an eye, so that is also something cool there. Now we're going to be looking at the code and timing, and of course not a lot of time. We're going to be focusing on this because again, it's not going to be weak. It's getting stronger at any point at all. So again, it's already almost all the way inland, so it's going to be weakening like at some point very soon. We do have tropical storm warnings though for the Houston area and southwest of the Houston area, up that coast near Freeport in that area. Freeport, Texas, and we also do have that again in the orange shade. It's really, really hard to see, but this little orange shade, that this color, that's where we have tropical storm current wind extent. So again, we are seeing that tropical storm current wind extent for the coastal areas of Texas near Houston and all that. Of course, the tropical storm force winds won't go all the way over here because again, It's not that big. It's not like Alvin. It's not like Irma. It's not like Dorian. It's not that widespread. And again, we should have become a depression by early tomorrow at some point. The cone looks like it will go up through Texas and then possibly may go through Dallas with as a depression or just a subtropical system. So yeah, it's not a big deal right now for Texas. It's not really wasn't really a huge deal with the winds. It's a deal. It's a big deal with possibly not the storm surge. We're not really gonna see that big of a storm surge. I really don't think we're gonna see that much above average. Really, there's just the biggest threat right now is with the rain. That is the biggest threat. Alright, so now this is the model track guidance, and the reason why we don't have that many track guidance is because really Imelda was a surprise. Not a lot of systems were really tracking this whatsoever. It just jumped to tropical storm. So obviously we don't have that many models on it, and we're not going to have any other models coming in because really it doesn't matter where it goes at this point because either way it's going to be going inland and it's going to be obviously weakening incredibly fast, and it's so weak tropical storm, such a weak tropical storm. It's really not even a threat. Oops, let me actually get that out of the way there. Okay, yeah. But yeah, that's why we don't have that many models tracking this, if you guys are wondering. You do have like a lot. And most of them are actually focusing on Umberto, of course, and then maybe even Tropical Depression 10. But again, it's going to be just southwest of Houston. I believe Houston's right here in that little port area. And it's going to be going through Texas, possibly near Dallas, and then through Oklahoma City. So again, we're just going to, if you are north of Dallas, honestly, the only threat you will be seeing, or basically all you'll be seeing really to say, oh, this was Imelda, is the rain, really. That's kind of it. So again, here's the model intensity guidance, and yeah, it's like right on the border at 35 knots. So it's kind of a close call, and the border is 30 knots, but it's very, very, very close right now at this point. Again, it's going to be weakening. It's this one model right here. Honestly, guys, I wouldn't even listen to this ship at this point because there's no possible way it will be gaining that much strength inland. It's not going to be jumping 20 knots at this point in the middle of Texas. That's really not even possible at this point unless it curves around Texas, which it's already going in and it's moving north, so that technically can't happen. But again, at this point, all you need to know is that it's going to be weakening to depression, and it's just going to be those rain showers there that you see in the plains, really. Now we're going to be looking at the wind here. And here we have this system again. Here we have Umberto, very, very big category 2 again. Yeah, 115 knots. But we are seeing, actually it's more like 95 knots. We are seeing about 38 to 42 knots, or miles per hour, sorry, out here in the Texas area. Again, it's not going to be that big area. We're just going to be maybe seeing maybe up to 38 knots. So it shouldn't be getting that much worse than 38 knots at this point. But again, it should be, again, going through Texas, again, Louisiana. It's not going to be that big of a system, really, other than the rain. But again, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And then it just bring in, again, possibly maybe about maybe 20, 22 knots for the Oklahoma area. But it definitely won't be a threat again. And then looks like we have some other wind areas out here. But again, it's definitely not going to be that big of a threat for obviously big tropical storm winds and all that. So now we're going to be looking at basically the biggest part with this system is the rain. So here we have it bringing incredibly heavy rain out here for Houston. Again, we have a couple of viewers out there in Houston. And look, it's actually be staying there for actually until tomorrow. We're going to be seeing incredibly heavy rain just east of Houston. Again, this rain will start to move a bit more east, bringing heavy rain for the Shreveport area, and it's going to be moving up the areas of Louisiana and Texas border. Again, it's going to be continuing to move north, and that'll bring in some heavy rain out there for Kansas and Oklahoma this is actually Saturday. So yeah, it's going to bring in a couple rain showers out here for the next couple of days. And again, we're going to be seeing a lot of rain in Houston otherwise after in the same areas. Like, you're going to see a lot of rain in these same areas all the way up into, this is next Wednesday. So, yeah, about a week from now, we're going to be seeing still some rain, light rain to moderate rain in these areas that are getting affected by Imelda now. Now, we're going to be looking at the total accumulated precipitation. And, yeah, we're going to be seeing up to a foot of rain for areas out here into Texas. Again, it's actually surprisingly not in the areas where it's making landfall, a direct landfall. A tropical storm, obviously the worst of it. It's not. They're not going to see that much rain. It's going to be up this area of Texas near the border of Louisiana. We're going to be seeing up to about 12 inches, maybe even 13 inches in those areas. And then for Houston, you got to be seeing possibly up to 7 to 9 inches. And we'll see a huge area out here, a widespread from the Shreveport area to all the way very just a couple of miles north of Corpus Christi. Obviously, Corpus Christi is like down here, but a couple miles north of Corpus Christi, all the way there, we'll be seeing up to possibly 3 to 4 inches. So yeah, very widespread, and I'll actually bring in a couple of inches out here too for Missouri as it moves north. As it brings in some heavy rain the weekend for Missouri, I can bring in a couple inches out there in Missouri, up to possibly 8 inches. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. It really means a lot. And bye, guys.